In life, many people always wish for success, happiness, and good fortune to appear quickly and easily. People often look at the brilliant results of others, forgetting that behind them lies a long process of effort, choices, and sacrifice. Ancient wisdom reminds us that nothing happens naturally. Every result a person receives is the accumulation of small actions in the past. When people don't understand this principle, they easily fall into resentment towards circumstances, blame others, or feel that life is unfair. But when they realize that everything has a deeper cause, they will begin to change their perspective on life. Understanding that every outcome has a cause helps people live more mindfully in their thoughts and actions. Knowing that every word, every decision, and every attitude can have a lasting impact, people become more cautious. Instead of acting on momentary emotions, they learn to consider the consequences and choose the right path. This mindfulness helps people avoid many mistakes and gradually build a solid foundation for the future. Life is no longer a series of random events, but becomes a journey that each person can actively create. Furthermore, by understanding that everything happens for a reason, people learn to accept and grow from difficulties. Challenges, failures, or losses are no longer just negative things, but become opportunities for self-reflection. Often unwanted experiences help people recognize their shortcomings and change for the better. Those who understand the law of cause and effect usually don't rush to complain when faced with difficulties, but calmly observe, reflect, and find ways to improve themselves. As a result, they maintain inner stability and are not easily swept away by external changes. When people live with the understanding that every result stems from a cause, they also become more responsible for their lives. They understand that happiness is not a random gift, but the result of cultivating positive thoughts and correct actions. Success does not come from fleeting luck, but from the accumulation of perseverance and sustained effort. When each person begins to change in small things, such as how they treat others, how they manage their emotions, and how they improve themselves, they are gradually creating positive results for the future. This video aims to help viewers recognize the profound laws of life and understand that every choice made today is subtly shaping tomorrow. When people live mindfully and responsibly, their lives become more stable and peaceful. Subscribe to the Simple Philosophy channel to learn lessons that will help you live a more stable and peaceful life every day. 1. In life, people often desire quick success. Everyone wants to see positive results in a short time. However, the laws of nature and the experience of our ancestors show that all achievements require time and persistent effort. Nothing lasting is created overnight. Long-term values are always formed from the accumulation of little by little over the years. Looking at nature, one can easily recognize this law. A large tree cannot grow in just a few days. It needs time to take root, develop its trunk, then spread its branches and bear fruit. If a planter only hopes the tree will grow quickly while neglecting the care of the soil, water, and sunlight, the tree will hardly survive in the long run. Human life is similar. Success, knowledge, and character all require a process of persistent cultivation. When people understand this, they will no longer be impatient and easily discouraged when they don't see immediate results. In learning and self-improvement, persistent effort plays an extremely important role. No one can become skilled through just a few attempts. Successful people often spend years learning, experimenting, and perfecting themselves. Each failure is not the end, but a stepping stone that helps them get closer to their goal. When people maintain perseverance, they accumulate experience and resilience. These are the foundation that helps them stand firm in the face of difficulties. Furthermore, sustainable success requires mental stability. When people are too eager to achieve results, they are more likely to choose short-term paths or seek quick but unfounded solutions. Success that comes too quickly is often unsustainable. Conversely, those who accept a slow but steady approach tend to build lasting achievements. They understand that the process of striving not only produces external results but also helps cultivate inner strength, patience, and emotional control. Persistent effort also helps people develop positive habits. When a person maintains daily learning, working, or training, small actions gradually build up into great strength. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they easily give up before seeing results. Meanwhile, those who continue to try, even if slowly, are still moving forward. Time becomes their companion. helping them accumulate achievements. The ancients often said that water flowing for a long time can wear away stone. This image clearly illustrates the power of perseverance. A single drop of water cannot create immediate change, but with continuous effort, it can achieve the seemingly impossible. The same is true for people. By consistently striving every day, even with small steps, they are gradually building their future. Great achievements are often created from countless small actions repeated over a long period. Furthermore, persistent effort helps people understand the value of achievements. When faced with many difficulties and challenges, people appreciate what they have accomplished even more. Achievements are not just material results, but also represent spiritual and intellectual growth. Those who have gone through a long period of striving are often able to maintain their success because they understand the path they have taken. Perseverance also helps people build self-confidence. When they strive every day, they realize they can overcome limitations and develop further. This belief becomes a powerful motivation to keep moving forward. Conversely, if they easily give up, they will gradually lose confidence and feel helpless in the face of difficulties. Therefore, persistent effort not only helps create results but also makes people stronger mentally. In modern life, many people are caught up in the desire for quick success. Images of achievement easily make people forget that behind it lies a long process of hard work and dedication. When people understand that all achievements take time, they will learn to be patient and focus on the journey instead of just looking at the results. It is that journey that helps people grow and improve themselves. Everyone has their own path and a different pace of development. Comparing yourself to others can easily lead to pressure and disorientation. Understanding that success takes time and persistent effort will help you focus on your own progress. Every small step is meaningful if it brings you closer to your goal. Life is like a long journey, where success doesn't come from hasty leaps, but from steady and persistent steps. When people maintain their efforts every day, time becomes the factor that helps them achieve success. Even if the path is slow, if they don't stop, they will still move forward. Understanding and accepting this principle helps people live more calmly in the face of challenges. Instead of worrying about not seeing results, they will focus on improving day by day. It is perseverance and persistence that will silently create significant changes in the future. When people don't give up, success is only a matter of time. 2. In life, people always desire to achieve good things such as happiness, success, health, and lasting relationships. However, these values rarely appear quickly. Ancient wisdom often reminds us that good things in life are usually the result of perseverance. Perseverance not only helps people overcome difficulties but also helps them build lasting and profound values. Perseverance is the ability to keep trying despite obstacles. When people pursue a goal over a long period, they will encounter many challenges. Sometimes things go smoothly, but there are also times when it seems impossible to continue. It is during these difficult periods that perseverance becomes the decisive factor. Those who maintain persistence often have the opportunity to achieve results that those who easily give up cannot. In learning, perseverance is the foundation for accumulating knowledge. No one can become profoundly knowledgeable in a short period of time. Learning requires repetition, practice, and the continuous acquisition of new knowledge. Many people may initially struggle to grasp information, but with consistent study, they will gradually understand and retain it better. Knowledge comes not only from innate ability but also from diligence and perseverance in the learning process. In the workplace, great achievements are often built from small, repeated efforts every day. Persistent people are not afraid to start with simple tasks and do not give up when faced with failure. They understand that each failure brings valuable experience. By continuing to try, they gradually improve their skills and enhance their abilities. Many successful people are not successful because they don't encounter difficulties, but because they don't give up when faced with difficulties. Persistence also plays a crucial role in building relationships. A lasting relationship cannot be formed after just a few meetings. It takes time to build trust, understanding, and sharing. When people persistently listen, empathize, and care about others, they build genuine relationships. Relationships nurtured with persistence often provide long-lasting support and joy. Furthermore, perseverance helps people cultivate character and maturity. When faced with challenges, people have the opportunity to understand their own limitations and find ways to overcome them. Each time a difficulty is overcome, a person becomes stronger. These experiences help them accumulate confidence and the ability to face greater challenges in the future. Without perseverance, people are likely to stop before achieving the necessary maturity. Perseverance also helps people build positive habits. When a good action is maintained over a long period, it becomes part of their lifestyle. For example, exercising, reading, or learning a new skill all require repetition and persistence. Initially, these things may seem difficult or boring. However, with long-term commitment, people will notice positive changes in their bodies, minds, and spirits. Ancient wisdom often compares perseverance to a continuously flowing stream. The stream may not be powerful immediately, but over time it can create significant changes. This image illustrates that the strength of perseverance lies in its continuity. When people maintain effort, however small, without interruption, they will produce remarkable results. Conversely, if they only try for a short time and then stop, the results are usually unsustainable. Good things in life often happen when people don't give up hope. When faced with difficulties, many people easily feel discouraged and want to give up. However, if they maintain perseverance, they will realize that challenges are only a part of the journey. Many successes only appear after people overcome the most difficult stages. Therefore, perseverance not only helps people achieve their goals but also helps them maintain faith in the future. Perseverance also helps people understand the value of time. When people dedicate time to pursuing a goal, they learn to appreciate each small step. They understand that success lies not only in the final result but also in the process of striving. This process helps people develop skills, experience, and psychological maturity. These values often have a deeper and more lasting meaning than any material achievement. In modern life, people are easily swept up in the desire for quick results. The development of technology and information has made many people accustomed to receiving immediate outcomes. However, important values such as knowledge, character, and happiness still require time to develop. When people understand that good things require perseverance, they will learn to slow down and focus on sustainable development. Everyone has their own unique journey with different challenges. Seeing others achieve success can make many feel pressured or lose confidence. However, everyone's achievements are built on quiet, long-term effort. When people focus on their own progress and maintain perseverance, they will gradually create positive changes. There's no need to compare yourself to others. Simply continuing to strive will allow you to achieve great things. Perseverance not only helps people achieve their goals but also makes their lives more meaningful. When people don't give up in the face of difficulties, they experience joy in the process of striving. This joy doesn't depend entirely on the outcome, but comes from the feeling of progress and growth. This is the motivation that helps people continue to try and build a better life. Good things in life don't usually happen by chance. They are the result of persistent effort, belief, and perseverance. When people understand and accept this principle, they will know how to live more patiently in the face of difficulties. Although the road may be long and challenging, if one does not give up, one will still move closer to the good values they desire. 3. In life, every action a person takes is like a seed sown in the soil of karma. Ancient wisdom and Eastern philosophy have always emphasized that those who sow good deeds often receive help and trust from others. Good deeds are not only about doing good for others, but also about building credibility and value for oneself over time. Goodness is often expressed through sincerity, diligence, and a responsible attitude. When people live kindly and work with a good heart, they create a sense of security and trust for those around them. This trust doesn't form instantly, but is built up through small, repeated actions over a long period. When trust is strong enough, it becomes the foundation that helps people receive support and opportunities in life. In the workplace, responsible and dedicated individuals are highly valued by colleagues and clients. They may not achieve success quickly, but their perseverance and sincerity build a strong reputation. When faced with difficulties, those who have earned trust often receive support from the team. This is the natural result of cultivating kindness in their work and interpersonal relationships. The story of a young craftsman is a clear testament to the value of kindness and perseverance. This craftsman began his apprenticeship in difficult circumstances. Low income put a lot of pressure on his life. Many people around him advised him to give up and find a better job. However, he chose to continue learning the craft and honing his skills every day. In the early years, his work was unstable. There were days when he worked very hard, but his income was still not enough to make ends meet. Even so, he always maintained a serious attitude towards his profession. He diligently learned from experienced craftsmen. He worked carefully and always strived to complete his tasks to the best of his ability. When customers requested repairs or refurbishment of products, he always did so with dedication and honesty. His sincerity and serious work ethic gradually earned him the trust of his clients. Those who worked with him realized that he wasn't just working for money, but also out of responsibility and a passion for his profession. They began recommending him to their acquaintances. His work gradually became more stable. Although this process was slow, it created a solid foundation for the future. After years of persistent learning and hard work, the young craftsman's skills grew steadily. He could handle difficult tasks that he had never been able to do before. More and more customers sought him out. His income gradually improved, and his life became more stable. Most importantly, he earned the respect and trust of those around him. This success didn't come from luck, but from the good deeds he had sown throughout his career. This story shows that kindness not only benefits others but also helps people build lasting value for themselves. When people live kindly and persevere on their chosen path, they create positive connections with society. These connections become a resource that helps them overcome difficulties and achieve sustainable development. Those who sow kindness often receive help in times of difficulty. When people live sincerely, they build relationships based on trust and respect. When faced with challenges, these relationships become an important support system. Help from others is not a coincidence, but a result of the values that people have built up beforehand. Kindness also helps people maintain peace of mind. When living kindly and working responsibly, people don't have to worry about being suspected or losing trust. Their souls become lighter. This peace is the foundation for people to live happily and remain steadfast in the face of life's vicissitudes. In modern society, many people desire quick success. However, success is not built on a foundation of virtue or often unsustainable. When people focus only on immediate gains and ignore moral values, they easily lose the trust of others. Conversely, those who persistently cultivate virtue may progress more slowly, but their path is usually stable and long. Looking at the story of the young craftsman, we can see that the value of perseverance and kindness lies not in quick results, but in the growth and solid foundation built over time. When people do not give up and always maintain a kind attitude, they will create opportunities and relationships that make life better and better. If you believe that good things begin with good deeds and daily perseverance, please share this video with a friend you cherish. And subscribe to the Simple Philosophy channel to learn more lessons that will help you live a more peaceful and stable life. For in life, no one can avoid making mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the journey to maturity. Ancient wisdom often held that past mistakes are not only regrettable but also provide valuable lessons that help people improve themselves. Looking back on past mistakes gives people a better understanding of their limitations, thereby honing their intellect and character. Many people often feel regret or self-reproach when recalling past mistakes. However, if one only dwells on regret, they easily miss the opportunity to learn from those experiences. Mistakes only become meaningless when people don't learn from them. Conversely, if one knows how to acknowledge and reflect on them, mistakes can become a foundation for deeper personal growth. Mistakes help people understand the consequences of thoughtless decisions. Through failure, people realize that every action has a certain outcome. This awareness helps them be more cautious in their future choices. As a result, they gradually develop the ability to think thoroughly and consider their actions carefully. This is a crucial factor in helping people avoid repeating similar mistakes. Past mistakes also help people understand the value of humility. Before experiencing failure, people easily become overconfident and disregard the advice of others. However, after experiencing failure, they realize that they still have much to learn. Humility helps people open their hearts to receiving opinions and experiences from those around them. As a result, they can develop themselves more comprehensively. Mistakes also help people develop patience and resilience. When faced with the consequences of incorrect decisions, people must learn to accept them and find ways to overcome them. This process can be difficult and lengthy, but it helps people cultivate willpower and the ability to withstand pressure. These experiences make them stronger and ready to face future challenges. Furthermore, mistakes help people understand the value of forgiveness. When people have made mistakes and received understanding from others, they learn to be more tolerant. They realize that everyone can make mistakes. From there, they become more understanding and gentle in their treatment of others. This tolerance helps build lasting relationships and create a positive living environment. Past mistakes also help people understand themselves better. Looking back on past wrong decisions, people can recognize weaknesses in their personality or way of thinking. This self-awareness helps them adjust their behavior and build positive habits. Understanding oneself is a crucial step in intellectual development and living a more conscious life. Many successful people have experienced major failures. These failures taught them crucial lessons that early success might not have provided. When people face difficulties, they learn to adapt and find new solutions. These experiences become invaluable assets that help them achieve more lasting success. Mistakes also help people appreciate true values. Having experienced wrong choices, people easily recognize the meaning of honesty, responsibility, and perseverance. These values not only help them develop themselves but also build trust with others. By living based on lessons learned from mistakes, people often become more insightful and trustworthy. Another important aspect of making mistakes is that it helps people learn to let go of the past. When they realize that mistakes are part of the journey of growth, they can look back on past experiences with more ease. Instead of being haunted by mistakes, they can focus on self-improvement and building a better future. This letting go helps bring peace and tranquility to the soul. Mistakes also help people understand that there is no perfect path. Life is always full of challenges and changes. By accepting that mistakes are inevitable, people will be less afraid to face difficulties. They will be brave enough to experiment and learn from new experiences. This is the foundation for continuous human development. Past mistakes also help people build empathy for others. Having experienced difficulties and failures, people can better understand the feelings of those facing challenges. This empathy helps them become more compassionate and willing to help others. When society has more empathetic and sharing people, the living environment will become more positive and harmonious. More importantly, mistakes help people understand that the value of life doesn't lie in always being right, but in the ability to learn and grow after each setback. When people learn to view mistakes with a positive attitude, they will no longer fear failure. Instead, they will see each experience as an opportunity to improve themselves and move closer to a meaningful life. Past mistakes are not the end, but milestones marking growth. When people learn to appreciate the lessons from their mistakes, they build a solid foundation for the future. Experiences that once caused them pain can become a source of motivation, helping them live more deeply and mindfully. Looking back on their journey, people realize that those mistakes contributed to shaping the mature individuals they are today. 5. In life, many people, when faced with difficulties, tend to blame circumstances, others, or fate. However, the ancients always reminded us that those who take responsibility for their actions are less likely to blame circumstances. When people understand that every choice produces a corresponding result, they will focus on changing themselves instead of complaining about external things. Living responsibly begins with recognizing that every action has consequences. When people understand this, they think more carefully before making decisions. They don't act on momentary emotions but consider the long-term effects. This habit of thinking helps people avoid many mistakes and build a more stable life. Responsible people tend to view difficulties as a natural part of life. Instead of asking why circumstances are unfavorable, they ask themselves what they need to do to improve the situation. This way of thinking helps them proactively find solutions. When people focus on solutions instead of blaming, they have a greater chance of changing reality. Responsibility also helps people develop maturity in their thinking. When people take responsibility for their mistakes, they have the opportunity to clearly see their weaknesses and find ways to overcome them. Admitting mistakes does not make people weaker, but makes them stronger. Because only when people correctly understand the problem can they change and progress. Conversely, when people constantly blame circumstances, they easily fall into a passive state. They believe their lives depend entirely on external factors. This mindset causes them to lose the motivation to change. When they don't believe they can improve the situation, people easily feel helpless and discouraged. Responsible people tend to remain calm when facing difficulties. They understand that circumstances don't always go their way, but they believe that their reaction is the deciding factor. By staying calm, people can think clearly and make better decisions. This is the foundation that helps them overcome challenges steadily. Responsibility also helps people build credibility in relationships. When a person dares to take responsibility for their actions, they gain the trust of others. People feel secure working and cooperating with someone who is responsible. This trust is a crucial factor in helping people gain support and opportunities in life. In the workplace, responsible individuals are highly valued. When mistakes occur, they don't try to avoid them but focus on correcting them and learning from the experience. This attitude helps them develop their skills and build lasting credibility. Responsible people are often entrusted with important tasks because they inspire trust. Responsibility also helps people better control their emotions. Understanding that every reaction affects the outcome, people learn to restrain their anger and think things through. This helps them avoid hasty decisions that could have undesirable consequences. Emotional control helps people live more harmoniously and stably. Another important benefit of living responsibly is that it helps people develop willpower and resilience. When faced with difficulties, responsible people don't try to avoid them. They accept challenges as opportunities for growth. This process helps them become more resilient and confident. These experiences create a foundation that helps them overcome greater challenges in the future. Responsible people are also more likely to find peace of mind. When people know they have done their best and dare to take responsibility for their choices, they feel less regret. Their souls become lighter because they don't carry feelings of resentment or dissatisfaction. This peace is a profound value that helps people live happily. Responsibility also helps people understand that circumstances are not the sole determining factor in life. While circumstances can influence opportunities and living conditions, it is how people react that ultimately creates the outcome. Once they realize this, people will focus on self-improvement instead of waiting for circumstances to change. Living responsibly also helps people become positive role models for those around them. When someone dares to admit their mistakes and strives to correct them, they inspire others to live more honestly and responsibly. This ripple effect helps create a positive and harmonious living environment. More importantly, responsible people often deeply appreciate the value of personal growth. Looking back on their journey, they realize that every difficulty and mistake brings valuable lessons. These lessons help them become more insightful and resilient. They no longer view life with resentment, but with understanding and acceptance. People who take responsibility for their actions rarely blame circumstances. They understand that circumstances are only a part of life. What matters more is how people choose to act in response to those circumstances. By maintaining a sense of responsibility, people find the strength to change their lives and build a better future. 6. In life, many people believe that success comes from luck or unexpected opportunities. However, the ancients always emphasized that sustainable success does not come from fleeting luck but from a long-term accumulation process. Valuable achievements are often built from persistent effort, perseverance, and an unwavering spirit in the face of difficulties. Luck can bring opportunities at a particular moment, but without a solid foundation, those opportunities are difficult to sustain in the long run. Those who rely solely on luck often achieve quick results, but also easily lose their gains when faced with challenges. Conversely, those who persistently accumulate knowledge, experience, and skills over time usually have a solid foundation. When opportunities arise, they have the capacity to seize them and develop them into lasting success. The long process of accumulation not only helps people improve their abilities but also helps them cultivate character and willpower. When people persistently pursue their goals, they will go through many challenging stages. These challenges help them understand their own capabilities and learn how to overcome limitations. It is the process of overcoming difficulties that creates maturity and makes people stronger. The story of a student who once struggled academically is a clear illustration of the value of persistent effort. During his school years, this student faced many difficulties in absorbing knowledge. His academic results were consistently lower than his peers. This often made him feel insecure and discouraged. At times, he thought he lacked the ability to learn and would find it difficult to achieve success in the future. However, instead of giving up, he decided to change his learning methods and practice every day. He started spending more time reading books, practicing lessons, and seeking guidance from teachers and friends. His learning process wasn't quick. There were times when he still encountered difficulties and failures, but he didn't give up. He believed that if he kept trying, he would improve little by little. Through years of perseverance, his academic performance gradually improved. He not only understood the material better but also developed a habit of self-study. This habit helped him continue to develop as he progressed to higher levels of education. Thanks to his persistence and effort, he completed his studies and decided to pursue a career in teaching. When he became a teacher, he always recalled the difficulties he had experienced. Those experiences helped him understand the feelings of students who struggled with their studies. He not only taught knowledge but also instilled motivation and confidence in his students. He encouraged them to persevere and not give up when faced with challenges. Because of this, he became a teacher loved and respected by many students. This story shows that success doesn't depend entirely on initial ability, but rather on perseverance and a willingness to learn. The student who was once a poor learner didn't achieve success by luck. His success is the result of accumulating knowledge, experience, and a determination not to give up. Long-term accumulation also helps people build positive habits. By maintaining daily learning and training, people gradually develop a disciplined lifestyle. This habit helps them maintain progress even without external pressure. People with a habit of training are more likely to achieve sustainable success because they are not dependent on fleeting inspiration. Success built on accumulation also helps people appreciate the value of the process. When people achieve results after a long period of effort, they understand the value of hard work. This appreciation helps them maintain their success and continue to develop. Conversely, success that comes from luck sometimes leaves people unprepared. When faced with difficulties, they easily lose their way. The long-term accumulation process also helps people build self-confidence. When looking back at the small steps they have taken, people realize that they have the ability to change and develop. This self-confidence helps them dare to face bigger challenges. This is a crucial factor that helps people go further on their path of development. Furthermore, consistent effort helps people build trust from those around them. When someone is persistent and hardworking, they create a trustworthy image. This trust helps them receive support and opportunities in their work and life. Success, therefore, is not only a personal achievement but also the result of relationships built through long-term effort. The inspiring story of a student becoming a teacher shows that every small step counts. When people don't give up in the face of difficulties, they are building a foundation for the future. Success is not a sudden destination, but the result of quiet, long-term efforts. If you believe that success is built on perseverance and daily effort, please share this video with someone who needs more motivation. And subscribe to the Simple Philosophy channel to learn lessons that will help you live a more stable and meaningful life. 7. In life, people cannot survive and thrive without relationships. Family, friends, colleagues, and those around us all contribute to the quality of each person's life. Ancient wisdom emphasizes that good relationships are not built on short-term gains, but nurtured by sincerity and respect. When people treat each other with sincerity, they create a solid foundation for lasting bonds. Sincerity is a crucial element in building trustworthy relationships. When people are honest in their words and actions, they create a sense of security for others. The other person perceives genuine sincerity and is more likely to open up and share. Sincerity prevents relationships from being influenced by ulterior motives or pretense. As a result, relationships become smoother and more enduring. Respect is essential for maintaining harmony in relationships. Each person has their own thoughts, feelings, and values. When people respect differences, they create a positive communication environment. Respect helps people listen to and understand each other. When people feel respected, they are more likely to cooperate and maintain long-term relationships. Relationships built on sincerity tend to develop naturally over time. When people don't try to project a false image, they can connect with others through their true selves. This connection deepens the relationship because it's not based on short-term gains but on trust and empathy. Respect also helps people avoid many unnecessary conflicts. When each person knows how to listen and accept different viewpoints, they can more easily find common ground. Respect doesn't mean always agreeing with others, but rather knowing how to consider their perspective with a calm and goodwill attitude. This helps maintain balance and harmony in relationships. In a family, sincerity and respect are the foundation for lasting bonds. When family members share their feelings and thoughts honestly, they create understanding and empathy. Respect makes each person feel valued and heard. As a result, the family becomes a place of peace and emotional support. In friendship, sincerity makes the relationship trustworthy. A true friend not only shares joys but is also ready to stand by you in times of difficulty. When friendship is built on respect, each person feels comfortable being themselves. This helps the friendship last over time. In the workplace, sincerity and respect help build a positive work environment. When colleagues treat each other with honesty and respect, they are more likely to cooperate and support each other. A workplace based on trust tends to be more productive because everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute. Sincerity also helps people build personal credibility. When a person always keeps their promises and acts honestly, they gain the trust of others. Credibility cannot be built in a short time. It needs to be accumulated through each action. When credibility is strong enough, people will receive respect and many opportunities in life. Respect also helps people maintain long-lasting relationships. When a person consistently values the feelings and thoughts of others, they create a feeling of being valued. This feeling helps the relationship stay strong even when facing difficulties. Many relationships break down not because of a lack of affection, but because of a lack of mutual respect. A sincere and respectful relationship also helps people develop themselves. When surrounded by people who are willing to offer constructive criticism, people have the opportunity to recognize their strengths and weaknesses. Sincere feedback helps people improve themselves and grow as individuals. Sincerity and respect also help people maintain peace of mind. When living honestly and treating others kindly, people don't have to worry about being suspected or misunderstood. Their minds become lighter and more at ease. This is the profound value that positive relationships bring. Furthermore, relationships built on sincerity and respect are often more resilient. When faced with difficulties, trust and understanding help people find solutions together. Such relationships are not easily broken by misunderstandings or temporary conflicts. Ancient wisdom suggests that to build lasting relationships, one must begin by cultivating oneself. When individuals live sincerely and respect others, they attract positive relationships. These relationships not only make life easier but also bring happiness and meaning. Good relationships don't come from luck, but are built through nurturing sincerity and respect. When people treat each other with kindness and understanding, they create deep and lasting connections. It is these kinds of relationships that make life warmer and more worthwhile. 8. In life, many people believe that opportunity is random. They think success comes from luck or favorable circumstances. But upon closer observation, we realize that opportunities often come to those who are well prepared. Opportunity is like a door that unexpectedly opens. But only those who are ready are able to step through that door and take advantage of the value it offers. Preparation is not just about accumulating knowledge or skills, but also about cultivating a positive mindset, attitude, and unwavering perseverance. Those who constantly learn and improve themselves will gradually build a solid foundation. When opportunities arise, they will have the confidence and ability to seize them. Conversely, those who live carelessly or lack preparation often miss important opportunities, even when they were right in front of them. Opportunities in life often come without warning. They may appear in the form of a new job, a new relationship, or a seemingly insurmountable challenge. Those who are unprepared are more likely to feel anxious and fearful. They doubt their abilities and often choose to reject or postpone the opportunity. Meanwhile, those who are prepared beforehand will view opportunities as natural progression on their path to growth. Being prepared also demonstrates a spirit of continuous learning. Knowledge and skills are not things that can be perfected in a short time. They need to be accumulated day by day, through experience. Those who understand this will always seek ways to enhance their value. They read books, learn from successful people, observe life, and draw their own lessons. This silent accumulation creates the strength that makes them ready when opportunities arise. Another crucial element of preparation is adaptability. Life is constantly changing. The living and working environment is never static. Well-prepared individuals are not only proficient in one specific skill, but also flexible in learning new things. They are ready to change their mindset and methods when necessary. As a result, when opportunities arise in new forms, they are not taken aback but can quickly adapt. Many people often wait for opportunities before they start trying, but this way of thinking keeps them in a passive position. When opportunities arise, they realize they lack the necessary skills. This is like someone wanting to go to the open sea but not yet having learned to swim. When the opportunity comes, they can only stand and watch with regret. Therefore, preparing before opportunities appear is a crucial principle that helps people go further in life. Preparation also helps people gain a clear vision of their goals. Knowing what they want allows them to proactively develop the necessary skills. People with clear goals don't waste time on meaningless things. They focus on activities that bring them closer to their dreams. Therefore, when opportunities arise, they immediately recognize their value and know how to seize them. Besides knowledge and skills, a positive attitude is also an important part of preparation. Optimistic people are more likely to recognize opportunities and difficulties. They don't see challenges as obstacles, but rather as opportunities for growth. This perspective helps them become stronger when facing unexpected changes in life. Preparation also helps people build credibility and trust with others. In work and relationships, competent and responsible individuals are often entrusted with important tasks. Great opportunities often arise through this trust. When others see that you are prepared and have a serious attitude, they are willing to give you opportunities for growth. It's worth considering that many opportunities don't present themselves in a straightforward manner. Some opportunities come with difficulties and challenges. Those who are unprepared are likely to give up due to the pressure, but those who have trained beforehand see these as opportunities to prove their abilities. Therefore, they can transform challenges into crucial turning points in their lives. Being prepared also helps people reduce regret. In life, what hurts many people is not failure, but missing opportunities because they weren't ready enough. When we strive to prepare every day, we feel more at peace. Whether opportunities come or not, we still know we are progressing and growing. Furthermore, preparation helps people recognize the right opportunities. Not every opportunity aligns with each person's goals and values. Prepared individuals usually understand their strengths and limitations. Therefore, they can choose suitable opportunities instead of chasing things that don't offer long-term meaning. In the journey of self-development, preparation is not an easy process. It requires perseverance and discipline. There are days when we feel tired and want to stop, but it is precisely those quiet efforts during the period when we don't see results that form the crucial foundation for future success. Those who understand the value of preparation will not rush to seek quick results. They accept going slowly but steadily. Opportunities in life are often like rain. They don't fall at will, but those who are prepared always carry a container to catch the water. When the rain comes, they can collect this precious water. Meanwhile, those who are unprepared can only stand and watch the rain pass by. Life always operates according to the law of cause and effect. Preparation today is the cause, and future opportunities are the effect. When we sow the seeds of effort and learning, we are creating the foundation for good opportunities. Conversely, if we are lazy and give up, we will find it difficult to seize opportunities when they arise. Understanding that great opportunities often come to those who are prepared, people will change their way of life. Instead of waiting for luck, they will proactively improve themselves every day. Instead of worrying about the future, they will focus on perfecting the present. This change makes life more meaningful and stable. Every day is an opportunity to prepare for the future. Even small progress, when accumulated over time, will create a big change. Those who persistently prepare will not be afraid when opportunities arise, because they know they are ready to continue on their journey of development and growth. 9. In life's journey, no one can avoid difficult periods. Some see difficulties as obstacles that make them falter, while others see them as opportunities to improve themselves. In reality, mature and strong individuals are often those who have overcome many challenges. Difficulties not only test resilience, but also help people develop willpower and character. Life is like a constantly flowing river. There are stretches of calm water, but also stretches with strong waves and whirlpools. If people are only accustomed to ease, they will easily lose their way when faced with adversity. Conversely, those who have experienced hardship will learn to remain calm. They understand that challenges are a natural part of life and do not hastily give up when encountering obstacles. Difficulties help people realize their limits. When things are going well, people tend to think less about their true potential. But when faced with challenges, they are forced to work harder. This process helps people discover their hidden strengths. Many people only realize their potential when they are placed in difficult circumstances. One important value that hardship brings is perseverance. When faced with challenges, people must learn to get up after each fall. Perseverance is not formed in a day, but is honed through many failures. Those who know how to persevere are not afraid to start over. They understand that each failure brings them closer to success. Difficulties also help people learn to think more deeply. When things go smoothly, we often spend less time reflecting on ourselves. But when faced with failure, people are forced to ponder the causes and find ways to change. This process of reflection helps people mature and avoid repeating mistakes in the future. Furthermore, difficulties help people cultivate humility. When success comes easily, people can become complacent. But failure makes us realize that life always has many things beyond our control. Humility helps people listen and learn more. This is an important factor in their sustainable development. Difficulties also help people appreciate the good things in life. When experiencing loss or challenges, we understand the value of peace and happiness. People who have experienced hardship tend to be more profound and caring towards others. They understand that everyone has their own burdens, making them more empathetic and willing to share. Resilience isn't about outward toughness, but about the ability to maintain composure when facing challenges. People with resilience don't shy away from difficulties. They learn to confront and overcome them. They understand that the more challenges they overcome, the stronger and more confident they become. The story of a businessman who failed many times is clear evidence of the value of overcoming difficulties. When he was young, he started his business with high expectations. However, his first ventures into the business world were unsuccessful. He lost capital and even accumulated debt for a long time. These repeated failures led many around him to doubt his abilities. There was a period when he almost wanted to give up on his business, but instead of stopping, he chose to view failure as a lesson. He spent time analyzing the reasons for his unsuccessful ventures. He realized that he didn't fully understand the market and customer needs. From there, he began to learn and delve deeper into the business field. In the following years, he accepted the challenge of starting over on a small scale. He persistently observed the market, listened to customer feedback, and adjusted his working methods. He remembered every mistake as a valuable lesson. Although his growth was slow, his foundation became increasingly solid. After years of perseverance, he gradually built a suitable business model. Thanks to his thorough understanding of the market and real needs, his business began to develop steadily. From someone who had failed many times, he became an entrepreneur with a solid career. The important thing is not just success, but the resilience and experience he accumulated through those failures. This story shows that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to growth. If he had given up after his initial failures, he would never have achieved success later on. It was the difficulties that helped him understand the value of perseverance and learning. In modern life, many people fear failure because they worry about the judgment of others. They want to achieve success quickly but are not ready to face challenges. In reality, sustainable success is often built on overcoming difficulties. Those who embrace challenges will have a more solid foundation than those who only seek easy opportunities. Difficulties also help people build self-confidence. When we overcome a challenge, we realize that we can do more than we ever thought possible. This confidence makes us stronger when facing subsequent challenges. This is a crucial factor in helping people progress in life. One thing worth reflecting on is that difficulties don't last forever. They're like heavy rain. They might make us wet and cold, but they also help plants grow. If we look at it the right way, we'll see that every challenge offers an opportunity for growth. Those who understand this will no longer fear difficulties, but see them as an essential part of life's journey. Difficulties also help people learn patience. True success takes time and accumulation. Those who have experienced challenges understand that all achievements require perseverance. They are not impatient with slow results, but patiently continue their efforts. Furthermore, difficulties help people develop emotional control. When faced with challenges, feelings of anxiety and fear often arise. Those who know how to overcome difficulties learn to remain calm and think clearly. The ability to control emotions helps them make the right decisions in important situations. Life is constantly changing and unpredictable. Those who have experienced hardship are better prepared for the future. They understand that unforeseen events can happen at any time. Therefore, they always strive to improve themselves and maintain a strong spirit. This preparation helps them stand firm in the face of new challenges. Understanding that difficulties help to strengthen willpower and character will change people's perspective on life. Instead of viewing challenges as negative, we will see them as opportunities for growth. With the right attitude, every difficulty becomes a valuable lesson, helping people mature and live stronger lives. Life's journey isn't always smooth, but it's precisely these bumpy roads that make people stronger. Those who overcome difficulties understand the value of effort and perseverance. As a result, they not only achieve success but also have a more stable and meaningful life. 10 people who know how to create value for others often receive lasting trust in return. In life, everyone desires to be respected and trusted by others. However, trust is not something that can be built in a short time. It is the result of living sincerely and bringing value to others. Those who know how to sow value not only create benefits for the community but also build lasting trust in relationships. Giving value to others doesn't necessarily have to be about grand gestures. Sometimes, it's simply offering sincere help, timely advice, or being there for them when they're in trouble. Small actions, but stemming from sincerity, often leave a lasting impression. When people feel kindness and responsibility from others, they gradually develop trust. Trust is the foundation of all relationships. In a family, trust helps members bond and understand each other. In the workplace, trust helps colleagues cooperate effectively and sustainably. In society, trust helps people live in harmony and support each other. Those who know how to sow values will contribute to building relationships based on trust and respect. People who only care about their own self-interest often struggle to gain long-term trust. When people only think about receiving and not giving, relationships easily become superficial. Conversely, those who are always ready to bring value to others will create deep connections. They don't need to try to prove themselves because their actions speak for themselves. Instilling value in others also helps people build personal credibility. Credibility doesn't come from words or outward reputation, but from concrete actions. Those who keep their promises, work responsibly, and are always ready to support others will be highly regarded. Over time, this credibility becomes a valuable asset, earning them trust in many areas. An important point is that true value must stem from sincerity. If you help others only for the sake of receiving something in return, that action is unlikely to build lasting trust. People can sense sincerity through behavior and attitude. Those who live kindly naturally tend to receive lasting respect and trust. Instilling value in others also helps individuals develop themselves. When we help and share with others, we learn many new lessons. We gain a deeper understanding of life and people. This process helps individuals mature both intellectually and morally. People who know how to give tend to have more open hearts and deeper thoughts. In the workplace, individuals who create value for the team are highly valued. They not only complete their own tasks but also support colleagues and contribute to overall development. Such individuals often become the central figure connecting the team. When the team faces difficulties, they are the trusted individuals to help find solutions. In personal relationships, those who are caring and share values tend to maintain long-lasting relationships. They are not only present during good times, but also ready to stand by others when they face challenges. Genuine presence during difficult times often creates a deeper bond than any words. Cultivating values also helps people build a positive image within the community. Kind and responsible individuals are often highly respected. They become role models, spreading goodness. This spread not only benefits the community but also earns them trust and support when needed. One characteristic of people who earn long-term trust is their consistency. They don't change their attitudes based on circumstances or personal gain. This stability in their way of life makes others feel secure when collaborating or sharing. Consistent people tend to build more lasting trust than those who act only on fleeting emotions. Giving value to others also helps people build relationships based on mutual respect. When people feel respected, they are more willing to share and cooperate. Such relationships are usually more stable and less prone to conflict. People who know how to give value often become bridges that help relationships develop harmoniously. In modern life, many people chase quick gains and immediate success. However, lasting values are often built on long-term giving. Those who sow value may not receive immediate results, but over time, they will gain the trust and support of many people. Lasting trust is like a seed that needs daily care. If people persistently sow acts of kindness, that seed will gradually grow into a strong relationship. When faced with difficulties, people with values naturally receive help from the community around them. It's worth reflecting that creating value for others also helps people find meaning in life. When living only for oneself, people easily feel empty. But when they know how to benefit others, life becomes deeper and more meaningful. Those who live for shared values often experience lasting joy. Spreading values isn't about blindly sacrificing oneself, but about living responsibly and sharing to the best of one's ability. When people balance giving and self-development, they maintain long-lasting positive energy. This is the foundation that helps them continue to spread good values. Life operates on the principle of giving and receiving. Those who sow acts of kindness will gradually receive trust and respect in return. This trust not only helps them build lasting relationships but also creates a solid foundation for personal and career development. Understanding the value of giving will change people's perception of success. Success is not just about achieving personal gain, but also about the ability to bring value to the community. People who live by this principle often have stable lives and are trusted by many. When people persistently impart value to others, they not only build trust but also create genuine and lasting relationships. This is the foundation that makes life meaningful, stable, and full of human connection. 11. Change in life begins with changes in thinking and acting. In life, many people wish for circumstances to change so they can become happier and more successful. They wait for better opportunities, a more favorable environment, or help from others. However, ancient wisdom and profound life philosophies emphasize that true change always begins within each person. When thoughts change, actions change, and life gradually changes as well. Thinking is the root of how people perceive life. If a person always believes they cannot succeed, they will easily give up when faced with difficulties. If a person believes that difficulties are learning opportunities, they will persevere in finding ways to overcome challenges. Thinking is like a compass that guides the path each person chooses. When the compass is off course, the path taken is also likely to go astray. Many people often blame circumstances when they fail. They attribute it to an unfavorable environment, unsupportive people, or simply the wrong timing. However, successful people often begin by changing their mindset before changing their circumstances. When they believe they can learn and improve, they take action instead of complaining. Positive thinking isn't about reassuring yourself with vague notions. It's about viewing reality with a proactive and optimistic attitude. People with a positive mindset don't deny difficulties, but they believe that difficulties can be overcome with persistent effort to find solutions. This belief helps them maintain motivation and continue to act. Action is the next step after a change in thinking. If you think positively but don't act, your life won't change. Many people understand what is right but lack the perseverance to put it into practice. Ancient wisdom often reminds us that knowledge is only truly valuable when applied to life. When new thoughts are transformed into actions, people create new results. Changing your behavior doesn't necessarily have to start with big things. Small habits in daily life can create profound changes. Someone who decides to dedicate time to learning each day will gradually improve their knowledge. Someone who chooses to stay calm instead of getting angry will gradually improve their relationships. Small but persistent changes often produce lasting results. One of the biggest obstacles to change is old habits. Habits are formed over a long period of time, making them difficult to change in a short time. However, when people persistently change step by step, new habits will gradually form. Ancient wisdom often compares habits to a flowing stream. If you persistently adjust its direction, the stream will gradually change course. A shift in mindset also helps people reevaluate the value of life. When young, many people chase fame and material possessions. As they mature, they realize that peace and genuine relationships are what truly matter. This change in perspective helps people live more deeply and meaningfully. People who are able to change their mindset are often better at adapting to circumstances. Life is constantly changing, and no one can control every situation. When people are flexible in their thinking, they can easily find new solutions when faced with challenges. This adaptability helps them maintain calmness and clear thinking. Changing one's mindset also helps people let go of limiting beliefs. Many people believe they are not capable enough or do not have the opportunity. These beliefs are like invisible barriers that prevent them from trying. When people dare to change their beliefs and believe in their ability to grow, they will open up many new opportunities. Actions that lead to change also help people create a positive impact on those around them. When a person lives responsibly and strives to improve themselves, they become an inspiration to others. Personal change can spread and create a more positive living environment. In relationships, a shift in mindset helps people become more understanding and tolerant. When we change our perspective on others, we find it easier to empathize instead of judging. This change helps make relationships more harmonious and sustainable. Changing one's behavior also helps people build self-confidence. When setting goals and persevering in achieving them, people will feel their own progress. This confidence becomes the motivation that helps them continue to develop. One important thing is that change takes time. Many people want quick changes but easily become discouraged when they don't see results. The ancients often said that growth is like a tree that grows day by day. With persistent care, the tree will gradually grow strong. Changes in thinking and behavior also help people live more responsibly. When they understand that current results are a consequence of past choices, they become more cautious in each decision. This awareness helps them avoid many mistakes. People who are willing to change themselves often experience a sense of inner freedom. They are no longer bound by negative thoughts or old habits. This freedom allows them to live more lightly and peacefully. Change also helps people discover their inner potential. Everyone has the ability to grow if they know how to train and learn. When people dare to change their thinking and actions, they will realize abilities they never believed they could achieve before. In life, not everyone can change their circumstances immediately, but everyone can change their way of thinking and acting. When you change from within, your external circumstances will gradually change over time. Understanding this, people will no longer wait for change from the outside world. They will proactively change themselves first. This is the starting point for a more positive and sustainable shift in their lives. Change in life always begins with changes in thinking and action. When people dare to reflect on themselves and persistently adjust step by step, they will create a better life. This is the path that helps each person mature, become more resilient, and find profound meaning in their life journey. 12. There is no shortcut to lasting results. In life, many people desire quick success. They seek shortcuts and time-saving methods, hoping to achieve their desired results sooner. However, ancient wisdom has long warned that what is achieved too quickly is often unsustainable. Sustainable results always require time, perseverance, and a serious accumulation of effort. Shorter paths are often appealing because they promise less effort and less waiting. But precisely because they lack a solid foundation, the results from these shortcuts are easily shattered when faced with challenges. Those lacking sufficient experience and resilience often struggle to maintain their achievements in the long run. Life operates according to natural laws. All development requires time to mature. Look at trees in nature. No tree grows overnight and can withstand the rain and wind. Large trees with deep roots take many years to absorb nutrients from the soil. They grow slowly but steadily. Humans are the same. To achieve stable results, we must accept taking steady steps. Many impatient people often skip the necessary training process. They only look at the final results of others without seeing the years of silent effort behind the scenes. Without a solid foundation, even if they reach a high position, they can easily lose it due to a lack of ability and experience to maintain it. Sustainable results lie not only in external achievements, but also in inner growth. The long process helps people cultivate patience, the ability to withstand pressure, and humility. These are qualities that cannot be learned through shortcuts. Long journeys often lead to fatigue and self-doubt. There are times when efforts don't yield clear results, but it is precisely during this period that one accumulates the most experience. Lessons learned from failure. Small adjustments in actions all contribute to building a solid foundation. Those who accept a slow pace often understand the value of each step. They don't underestimate small things, knowing that great things are built from simple beginnings. Taking a little step each day, while not seeing immediate changes, will make a noticeable difference over time. Shorter paths often skip the crucial stage of in-depth learning. Without sufficient challenges, people tend to become complacent and lack awareness. Conversely, those who take the long road often have a more realistic perspective. They understand their limitations and strive for continuous improvement. In relationships, lasting results cannot be built in a short time. Trust takes time to develop. Relationships that develop too quickly often lack depth. When conflicts arise, they easily fracture. Those who patiently build step by step will create lasting bonds. In the workplace, those who want lasting success must accept training from the basics. Every experience brings its own lesson. With enough time, people accumulate comprehensive knowledge. Thanks to this, they can make sound decisions when faced with major challenges. There is no shortcut, and this serves as a reminder to be honest with oneself. By accepting the long process, people no longer deceive themselves with illusory results. They understand that true value must be built through genuine effort. This brings peace of mind and prevents them from being swept away by comparisons. Sustainability also stems from the balanced development of both human abilities and character. The long journey allows individuals to adjust their attitudes towards life, learn humility, and cultivate gratitude. These are factors that help sustain achievements over the long term. Many people, after a long journey, no longer crave quick success. They value the journey more than the result. This shift in perspective helps them live more peacefully and with less pressure. When not pressured by time, people can work with a more stable mindset. Shorter paths often come with greater risks. When failure occurs, unprepared individuals are more likely to fall into crisis. Conversely, those who have traveled a longer journey are generally better able to recover, because they understand that failure is simply a part of the process. In learning and self-improvement, there is no substitute for perseverance. Knowledge takes time to sink in. Skills require practice to become proficient. Those who seek quick learning often only understand the surface and easily forget. Those who learn slowly but surely will be able to use the knowledge for a long time. Sustainable results also help people maintain genuine self-confidence, knowing they've worked hard and overcome challenges. People aren't afraid of being judged. This confidence doesn't come from praise, but from real-world experience. The ancients often taught that to go far, one must go slowly. This saying doesn't encourage procrastination, but rather reminds us of the importance of taking each step carefully. Going slowly but in the right direction will help us reach our destination safely and securely. In modern life, the fast pace causes many people to forget the value of process. They easily become discouraged when they don't see results. However, things that take time can only last. Those who understand this will not rush to sacrifice core values for short-term gains. The long road helps people understand themselves better. Through each stage, they realize their strengths and weaknesses. From there, they adjust their direction accordingly. This is an advantage that a short road cannot provide. There is no shortcut to sustainable results, which also serves as a reminder of responsibility for one's choices. By embracing the long journey, people learn to take responsibility for each decision. This helps them grow and become more resilient in the face of change. Sustainable results often bring a sense of security. Those who achieve them don't fear rapid loss because they know their foundation is solid enough. This sense of security is something that quick gains can hardly provide. Looking back on their long journey, people often feel grateful to themselves for not giving up. The difficulties they experienced become precious memories, helping them appreciate the present and live more deeply. Understanding that there are no shortcuts, people adjust their expectations. Instead of demanding quick results, they focus on doing things right each day. This focus makes life easier and more meaningful. The long road is not for the impatient, but it is for those who want to go far. When people accept taking a slow but steady approach, they are building the foundation for a stable and sustainable life. There is no shortcut to lasting success. This isn't pessimism, but a truth that helps people live more mindfully. When we understand and accept this, each step in life becomes more stable, profound, and worthy of appreciation. 13. Understanding that nothing comes naturally helps people live mindfully and appreciate the present moment. In life, many people are accustomed to enjoying what they have without reflecting on the process of creating it. When success comes easily, people tend to take it for granted. However, when they understand that nothing happens naturally, they will change their perspective on life. They begin to live more mindfully and appreciate what they have. Mindfulness is a state of clear awareness of what is happening in the present moment. When one understands that every outcome is the accumulation of many factors, they will no longer take what they have for granted. They realize that every achievement contains effort, time, and dedication. This awareness helps people live more deeply and responsibly. Understanding that nothing comes naturally, people will cherish the opportunities that arise in life. Opportunities don't always repeat themselves. They are the result of preparation and prior choices. Those who understand this will not waste opportunities. They will proactively learn and act to take advantage of good things when they come. Appreciating the present moment also helps people live with gratitude. When they realize that what they have is the result of much support and effort, they feel grateful for life and the people around them. Gratitude helps the soul become lighter and more positive. Grateful people often find joy in simple things. Understanding that everything has a cause helps people reduce complaining when faced with difficulties. They no longer simply ask why circumstances are unfair. Instead, they look back on their journey to find lessons. This perspective helps people grow and become more resilient in the face of challenges. Mindfulness also helps people live consciously in every action. Understanding that every action today will create results tomorrow, people will be more cautious in their choices. They won't act on momentary emotions, but will think about the long-term consequences. This helps make life more stable and less prone to mistakes. Appreciating the present also helps people reduce anxiety about the future. By focusing on what is happening now, people will perform their jobs and responsibilities better. This focus helps them build a solid foundation for the future without excessive pressure. Many people only realize the value of the present when they've lost it. When their health declines, they understand the importance of self-care. When relationships break down, they realize the value of care and listening. Those who understand that nothing comes naturally will cherish what they have while they still possess it. Understanding this principle also helps people slow down. In modern society, many people rush after achievements and material possessions. They forget to enjoy the simple moments of life. When they realize that everything takes time and accumulation, people will be less impatient and learn to enjoy the journey. Living mindfully also helps people recognize the beauty in simple things. A family meal, a sincere conversation, or a peaceful morning all become precious. When the mind is no longer chasing after too many desires, people can easily feel peace and joy from small things. Understanding that nothing comes naturally helps people appreciate the efforts of others. When using a product, receiving help, or enjoying a service, they understand that behind it lies the effort of many people. This awareness helps people live kindly and respectfully towards one another. Mindfulness helps people realize the value of time. Time is irreversible. When people understand that every moment contributes to life, they will use their time more meaningfully. They dedicate time to learning, taking care of their health, and building genuine relationships. Understanding this principle also helps people learn to be content with what they have. Contentment isn't about giving up on dreams, but about appreciating the current journey. When people are content, they reduce comparison and competition. This helps their minds become more peaceful and relaxed. Appreciating the present also helps people maintain motivation for development. When they realize that their current achievements are the result of previous efforts, they will have the confidence to continue striving. They understand that every effort today has meaning for the future. Understanding that nothing happens naturally helps people face loss with a calmer attitude. When people understand that everything is created by many factors, they are more accepting of change. They don't wallow in regret, but learn to learn from it and move on. Living mindfully helps people build a life of depth. They don't just live to achieve external goals, but also focus on inner development. When the inner self is strong, people can more easily maintain peace in the face of change. Understanding this principle also helps people live authentically. They don't seek success through haste or dishonesty. They accept the long process and are honest about their efforts. This honesty helps them feel peaceful and confident. Appreciating the present moment helps people maintain lasting joy. By not taking things for granted, people can feel happiness in each small moment. This joy does not depend on external circumstances, but stems from inner awareness. Understanding that nothing comes naturally helps people live responsibly for the future. When they realize that the future is built from the present, they will focus on each action today. This focus creates a solid foundation for a secure life. Life always operates according to the law of accumulation. When people understand and accept this law, they will live mindfully and appreciate everything they have. Mindfulness makes life meaningful, profound, and full of gratitude. This is the foundation that helps people find lasting peace and happiness on their life journey. Life doesn't operate by chance. Every joy or challenge a person experiences is the result of what has been sown beforehand. When viewed from this perspective, people will no longer feel that everything comes meaninglessly. Instead, each experience becomes a lesson that helps us better understand ourselves and the path we are on. Many people, when faced with difficulties, often question why life is unfair. But when they understand that every outcome has a cause, their way of thinking changes. They begin to reflect on their journey to recognize what needs adjusting. This shift in perspective helps people grow and become stronger. Challenges are no longer just sources of suffering, but opportunities to hone their character and willpower. Understanding this principle also helps people live more responsibly with each thought and action. Knowing that every choice today will shape the future, people will be more cautious in how they live. They no longer act on momentary emotions, but consider the long-term consequences. This awareness helps make life more stable and less prone to mistakes. Furthermore, understanding that success doesn't come from random luck teaches people perseverance. Sustainable success always requires time and effort. Those who accept a slow but steady approach often build a solid foundation. They are not easily discouraged when they don't see results yet because they understand that all efforts are silently accumulating. This principle also helps people appreciate what they have. When they realize that every achievement is the result of a long process, they will not take their present possessions for granted. They learn to cherish their health, relationships, and the opportunities that come their way. This appreciation brings peace of mind and a greater sense of gratitude. Furthermore, understanding that life is not random helps people let go of resentment. When faced with adversity, they don't rush to blame circumstances or others. They calmly reflect on themselves and seek ways to change. This attitude helps people remain steadfast in the face of life's changes. Every experience in life carries its own meaning. When people observe and reflect, they realize that even difficulties have value. These experiences help people understand themselves better and live more profoundly. When one's inner self is strong, They will not be easily swept away by external changes. Life becomes more meaningful when people understand that everything has a cause. This awareness helps us slow down, think more deeply, and act more responsibly. By persevering with the right choices, people will gradually build a stable and peaceful life. If you find this video valuable, please share it with your loved ones and subscribe to the Simple Philosophy channel to spread meaningful life lessons.